Hey guys, what is up? It is No Help and welcome back to another video today. So in today's video, we will be doing a bank video. I've completed a ton of goals this year, got a ton of items that I've always dreamed of getting on the Ironman account. I kind of set this year aside for learning PVM and bossing. I didn't do too much of it on the road to the max cape and I missed out on a lot of good items. So now that I'm maxed, I've really spent a lot of time on PVM. So we've built a decent sized bank now. Okay, so the bank value now is 1.83 billion GP, which is just crazy to think about playing an Ironman account where you've never traded another player or used the Grand Exchange, and I've gotten all this myself. It's pretty wild. So this is the first tab right here. I've always tried to keep this somewhat organized and clean. I have all my runes here. They went up quite a lot, like 115,000 death runes, 350,000 bloods, 170,000 chaos. We need to get some more nature and some law. I'd like to one day get 100,000 of each rune. I think that would be pretty cool. Some pure essence here as well. Another thing I want to do soon is get the colossal pouch so that I can have all of the pouches in one. But right now I have them all on the side here. We got 3,500 marks of grace, which is actually pretty funny. We will cash these in one day too and make a bunch of stamina potions. And at the side here, I've got all the tools that I need for like birdhouse runs, fletching, clue scrolls. I got my axe. I still need to get a dragon pickaxe, which is pretty funny, but we casually have 97 rune pickaxes here just from drops and clue scrolls and stuff like that. I will probably elk those one day. And then we've got like other handy teleports. So we got the Book of the Dead, the Xerix Talisman, the Seed Pod, the Ectophile. We spent all our Tockle recently and got like I believe it was an Onyx. We had a ton of Tockle, but I spent it. Crystal Saw, Pestle and Mortar, and then on the side here, I've got my Graceful, which definitely comes in handy. Scroll down a little bit, I've got all my achievement diary gear that I use quite a bit for clue scrolls, getting around the game and stuff like that. I've been using the Karamja gloves a lot recently to go to Duradel for Slayer. Got some useful jewelry right here that I don't use too often, but I don't want to get rid of it, like Bracelets of Slaughter and Expeditious Bracelets. We got some teleports right here in case we don't go to the house or whatever it is. And then at the bottom here, I've got some molds that I use to make jewelry from time to time. Some peaches from Bones to Peaches spell. I don't even know why I kept those, but yeah. Got the Rogue's outfit in here for doing, say, Master Farmers or whenever I want to go to thieving. I keep this outfit usually in the bank. And then other than that, we got some more jewelry and some clue scrolls. I recently got this monocle too, and it's kind of cool, so I kept it in the bank. Okay, so this is my second tab right here, worth 192 million GP. This is my skilling tab. I'm pretty proud of this tab because it's, for the most part, pretty organized. We got all of the logs up here. Most of the U-logs, magic logs, are from PVM drops over time. And then we got some planks as well, which if we ever go for post-construction, probably not, but we might one day. Our empty light orbs, 119,000 from 99 crafting. Our maple longbows from 99 fletching, 113,000 of those. We only have 34,000 feathers, probably mostly from birdhouse runs. I will need to stock up on some more of those. We have a ton of gems, an absolute disgusting amount of gems, like 3,500 sapphires, and then obviously the cut versions as well. So these are all the gems that we have. Look at how many dragon stones we have. Thank you from the Tombs of Amasket. We've pretty much doubled our dragon stones. We could make those all into glories one day and maybe go for the eternal glory. I think that would be pretty cool. Other than that, you know, we got some other gems right here. We have all of the ore from mining. We have a decent amount, 57,000 coal, 18,000 mithril, 8,000 adamant, 2k rune, 7,500 gold. And then we got some silver. I'm going to keep the silver as well to make jewelry in the future, and some iron. And we've got some buckets of sand stacking up from that daily thing. I pretty much used all of them. So 59,000 buckets of sand have just been from like logging in and getting that from Bert every day. Coming down at the bottom here, we got a ton of the bars as well, which 139,000 gold bars from 99 smithing, which is pretty crazy because we did a lot of Giant's Foundry too. So we probably would have close to 200,000 gold bars if we didn't do the Giant's Foundry. Down here is my cooking supplies. We recently just passed 100,000 tuna cooked. We got another 57,000 to cook. And then we also recently got 100,000 raw Karm wands, and I'm starting to cook those for some pretty good experience right now. And other than that, I just really want to go for 200 mil cooking, so that's why I've been collecting a lot of food. And then down here, we just have like the fishing supplies that I would use to fish Karm wands, some other random things like lantern lenses, soft clay. I want to start farming Zamarok grapes a decent amount. We've collected about 1,800 so far. I want to get that to like 100k too. I think that would be pretty cool. And then we got some grapes as well for cooking in this tab. Okay, the next tab right here is my farming tab. It's only worth about 31.9 million GP. I just have all the seeds that I usually farm. I try and collect a lot of herb seeds to farm, and then other than that, I just have the other ones that I farm a decent amount, like limpwort roots, and then all of the other ones for the magic trees and the farming contracts. We have got 11,000 compost potions to make the ultra compost. We've got our farming outfit right here. We've got a bunch of the payments for the trees. And then we've got the birdhouses that I've been collecting over the past little bit. I want to stack a ton of these eggs nest up and hopefully get that evil chicken outfit one day. And then I'm going to convert all these in to make some Ceridome and brews later. We've got a ton of farming contracts that we still need to open up, but it's not the cleanest tab in the world, but it works for me to do my daily farming and farming contracts. Okay, so the next tab here is my herb lore tab, and I'm very proud of this tab. This one being worth 292 million GP, fairly organized as well. So we started off with the grimy version, clean version, the unfinished potion, the secondary ingredient, and then 4 dose, 3 dose, 2 dose, 1 dose for most of the potions in the game. Gets a little messy here at the bottom, but yeah, we've collected a ton of the herbs over time just from doing daily farm runs, like farming contracts and stuff like that, as well as the Kingdom of Miscellanea, and a lot from Slayer, believe it or not. We get a lot of nice herbs from Slayer, and especially the seeds as well. I need to collect some more secondary ingredients. Like the Mortmire fungus is going to be a nightmare, but most of them I've just got passively over time, like the limpworts I've farmed, the white berries I've farmed, the snape grass I've farmed, and also the potato cactus I've farmed. So we got a lot of nice potions right here, and a decent amount of Ceridome and brews and super restores. They took a pretty big hit with the Tombs of Amasket. I used probably a couple thousand of each going for the Fang. Gets a little messy here at the bottom though. We got some super combat potions, stamina potions, anti-fires, anti-venoms, and then just some other random herbs that I don't really have a use for, but I don't want to get rid of, obviously, like 13,000 Tarmans. Maybe I can use those one day, you know what I mean? We got some Torstals up in here as well. And we've recently got some extended anti-fires, some lava scales, and some ancient brews. But yeah, overall this tab is beautiful, it's clean, and it's worth a lot of money. Now the next tab here is nothing special, it's just the capes in the order that I actually achieved them in. So we got fire making, wood cutting, thieving, fletching, crafting, cooking, quest cape, strength, HP, farming, rune crafting, magic, range, construction, attack, hunter, fishing, slayer, herb lord, defense, mining, we got prayer, the achievement diary cape, smithing, and then finally we got 99 agility and the max cape. And then I also have the range version of the max cape in here too. I could put all of these capes in the POH, and I honestly might just for the bank space, but it is cool to just have them all in here and look at them, especially when you were a kid, right? You dreamed of a certain cape, and it's really cool that you could just take them out at any time. Also, a lot of them have some useful teleports, maybe some other things, but the max cape handles that just fine. So I could put these all in the bank or in the house POH. Now this is my Slayer drops tab. It's not the most organized in the world because, you know, you get a bunch of drops from Slayer. I usually just deposit them right into this tab right here. We got a bunch of the heads, the ensouled heads and stuff like that. Dragon equipment that I find very rare, like left shield house. We almost have a whole inventory's worth, which is pretty cool. 39 granite malls as well. 53,000 Numulite, 135,000 Flax, that's probably from Zalra, I would assume. 3 Onyxes in here as well. 15 Dark Totems, which I'm very excited to go use those on Skatizo. We might even get the pet from that many. And then we got a ton of Crystal Keys, probably about 250 Crystal Keys right there. I want to open them, but I know a lot of people want me to use them on the other chest, the one in Prifddinas, so I'm not quite sure what I want to do with these yet. I'm just going to keep stacking them up. Decent amount of dragon bones, big bones. I try and keep most of the drops that I get. 63 Xerix talisman. That's from the Dragon Warhammer grind. Other than that, we got some drops from Vorkath, a bunch of the leathers. We got 7 Hydra leathers here as well. 4 Drake's Tooths, a Drake's Claw coming in. A lot of these I want to make into bolts one day. I just need to get a better crossbow. I mean, we kind of just got a good crossbow, but there is better in the game. 4,800 Dragon Dart tips as well. We're very low on Zulrah skills, as you can see, 31,000. We need to get that up again. I'll camp Zulrah in the future as well. Other than that, we got some champion scrolls, some rings, blood essence. This is I keep all of the rings that I get from the bird's nest because you can enchant them one day, especially the sapphire ones. You can make them into ring of recoils, so I've just decided to keep them all. It is what it is. Summer pies, we got chili potatoes from random things, granite legs in here, and then a ton of elkables, which I cannot wait to elk one day. Kind of crazy, like if I go and like hover over, say, even just something like these 72 rune halberds, it's about a 2.7 million elk value, right? And even just the rune plate bodies right here, that's 3.7 million. Like, it's gonna be worth a ton of money when I elk all this. These dragon med helms right here, 4.4 million elk. If I ever need money, I can come into here and elk as much as I really want to get the money. But as you can see in the first tab right here, we've got 95 million GP cash, so I don't really need the money right now. But yeah, we got 400 crystal shards. I'm gonna have to get some more of those in the future to charge up the crystal. Mostly, like I said, just elkables, and we're gonna start stockpiling a bunch of bones in here as well. I think that would be very, very cool to do. We got some egg sacs in here. Mostly elkables though, and 33,000 ancient essence. I recently just started camping the Phantom Muspah boss. I find it extremely fun, so we're gonna try and get all the drops from that probably this year as well. So and then the Cerberus drops in here is pretty funny as well. We got an Eternal, 2 Primordials, 3 Pegasians, and a Smoldering Stone. We still do not have Ranger Boots on this account, so yeah, we're gonna keep stacking these up, I guess, until we get Ranger Boots one day. Okay, now this tab right here is my gear tab that I don't use very often, and just some other like bolts and stuff like that I want to keep, Reg and Champas. We do have the Nezinot face guard in here. Now the reason I don't use it too often is because I most of the time am doing Slayer. So if I'm doing like a boss that's not on Slayer task, I will come into this tab and take it out, but most of the time I'm doing Slayer. We got a bunch of the Barrows gear in here as well, fishing explosives from doing the Kraken tasks, and a bunch of the Sapphire bolts. They come in handy for sure, insulated boots and stuff like that. But a lot of this Barrows gear, it's not like I want to get rid of it, and I don't have full sets, so I just dump it in this tab. Okay, so this tab changed quite a bit. This is my gear tab worth 677 million GP. I'm going to go over most of the items in this tab because they're very, very exciting. So we got the Slayer helmet, Barrows gloves for when I'm like doing hybrid things or ranging and stuff like that, Ferocious gloves, Fire cape. We got all of the jewelry from Demonic Gorillas right here, the Ring of Suffering, Torture, Anguish, and the Tormented Bracelet. We got some Proselyte here in case I want some prayer bonus. Primordial boots, an extra pair of dragon boots in here. We got our full elite void, which comes in handy sometimes. We got a range gear that I use if I'm on a certain boss or something that I need range gear with. I also keep some black d'hide in here if I'm like going to the wilderness or something like that. Got some rune crossbows, and then on this side we kind of have the magic gear. So I have the Arems with the Eternal Boots, the Mage's Book, the Trident, and then also some Mystics if I need to go into the wilderness. And then we got the Divine Rune Pouch, which also has a ton more runes in it, which I probably should have deposited them out, but that's okay. It is what it is. And then we scroll down a little bit. We got 3 Abyssal Whips. We need to stack up some more of those. We got a Abyssal Tentacle Whip, which I used to use a lot, not so much anymore. Dragon Defender, Amulet of Fury, and then 5 Brimstone Rings. We got all of the God Capes, Abyssal Dagger, which is interesting. We got the Tan's Helm, 4 Occult Necklaces, Ring of Wealth, Holy Wrench, and Herb Sack, and also the Bone Crusher I use a lot with Slayer. Then we got the Master Wand, the Arclight, the Slayer Staff for Vorkath tasks, and then we got Rock Hammer for Gargoyle tasks, Salve Amulet for Vorkath once again. And then here is where I really started after maxing my account. I wanted to get some Dream Gear items, so we started with the Dragon Warhammer. I figured we should start with that so that I have something to weaken bosses. It took a while, 10,000 Lizardman Shamans to get this Dragon Warhammer. And right after that, we went and got bandos. We were fairly lucky at bandos. In under 300 KC, I got the bandos chest plate, the bandos tassets, and also the bandos godsword. Wasn't really going for the godsword, but I'm glad that I got it because I actually use it probably more than the hammer, which is kind of funny. And then we got the boa Prifddinas. I really wanted this so bad, so I learned. I could not figure out the corrupted gauntlet, but I went ahead and learned it. And I finished it, man. I got the pet and everything. So we got the bow, we got the blade of Salador, and full crystal. And I also fully charged the bow, so it will never run out of charges. That was a very long grind, probably about 2 months, but I did get fairly lucky, and I'm really happy because I used the crystal armor almost every single day. I also went ahead and finally finished the Dragon Hunter Lance. I was like 2,000 kills dry at Hydra, and it was a few years in the process. I wasn't really expecting it, and then it happens. You know, you're grinding something, grinding, and when you're least expecting it, it happens. So I'm really happy. I use the Dragon Hunter Lance a ton now too for Slayer, Vorkath, and just overall, it's such a cool weapon, even Wyverns and stuff like that. It's also good at Drakes and Worms. And then we got, then I was like, yeah, I want to upgrade even more. I really wanted this Osmond's Fang. So we spent 4 months at the Tombs of Amaskin. And let me tell you, that was one hell of a grind, but it was so much fun. Our first unique was the Missouri Body, which is the most expensive one, coming in at 93 million GP. I will be back in the future probably to finish Missouri, but not for anytime soon. I really was burnt out of that place by the end. We got the Ward, and I wasn't really that excited about it at first, because I was thinking I've got the Mage's Book, right? But the Mage's Book does a plus 15 magic bonus, but that's it. This does a plus 3% magic damage, so I've been using this quite a bit. When I first got it, I was like, it is what it is, but I use it quite a bit, so I'm very glad that I got the Ward. Also, we got the Karis Partisan of the Sun. We got all the other 3 jewels as well from the Tombs of Amaskin, but this is the one I would use at TOA. And then we got the Light Bearer as well. And then finally, bro, we got the Osmond's Fang, which is my favorite weapon in the game currently. I use it every single day. Pretty much every Slayer task that I'm meleeing, I bring the Osmond's Fang. It's great at bosses too. It's just such a good weapon. So fun, so accurate. And then we went to Seracnus just for fun. I forget why I needed to go there. Oh, I was actually finishing all the mini quests in the game, and I needed to get these torn pages. So I started to go to Seracnus, and I got extremely lucky and got 2 of the cudgels within whatever it was, 50 KC, something like that, which is absolutely crazy. Then we got an Abyssal Demons Slayer task, and I had 1 piece for the longest time. I think in 400 KC, I got 1 piece. And then on the last task, I got the other 2 pieces and finally made the Abyssal Bludgeon. Such a cool freaking unique item. I won't use it too often, but it's just so good to have. And now I never really have to go back to the Sire unless I want that pet one day, but not anytime soon. And then recently, we just got the Dragon Crossbow, which was so cool to get. I got it on 2KC at Rune Dragons. 2KC. I'm so happy to get this because it's awesome at the Phantom Muzpa. Now, my next tab right here is kind of just like the junk quest items tab. Stuff that I just don't want to get rid of. But yeah, we got the Iron Man gear. Oh, wow, we are an Iron Man. And then we got the Beads of the Dead. I just think that's such a cool, unique item. And then we got the Camelot, the Ghost Speak, the Monkey Speak, the Salve Amulets, the other versions of them. And then we got all the Monkey Grigris. We still have the OG Black Candle, which I used back in the day for all of my quests. Such a cool item, and I think if you get rid of it, you can't get it back. I like the Black Candle a lot. And we got some Cat Speak Amulet E, some Holy Symbols for prayer bonus, and then we got all of the holiday party hats, stuff like that. Just cool to collect over time on an Iron Man, because you can only get a certain amount being an Iron Man, right? We got the Bone Sack, the Bear Head, the Barrel Chest Anchor, the Blisterwood Flail. We spent, I think it was like a day grinding out the Gnome Scarf. It's just such a classic item that I've always wanted. We got the Monkey Backpack, the final one, the Prince Monkey. We got Cooking Gauntlets, we got Goldsmith Gauntlets, the Fire Outfit, and a bunch of just random junk from Clue Scrolls. Things that, you know, you need from time to time, like these rune axes to get into the DK layers. Just random stuff that I don't really want to get rid of, but, you know, they're taking up some bank spaces, like the Celestial Ring, the Mining Gloves. We got a couple Pharaoh Scepters in here. Yeah, and overall just some pages and the Gauntlet Cape, and there's some quest items from recently completing Desert Treasure 2. But yeah, that is the bank on old school RuneScape. 1.8 billion GP. It's just so crazy to think that I have a 1.8 billion GP, and we've gained in the past 6 months, we've gained a billion GP just off of, you know, doing a ton of PVM, getting some awesome drops and some awesome upgrades for the account. I can't wait to see what the future holds. Who knows, next year we might have a 5 billion GP bank. You never know. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video today, and yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. See ya later.